What is up, my peoples? What is going on? What is going on? We are back with another video, and we got a special guest today, y'all. What is good? What is good?
Man, I appreciate you, man. Yeah, let's go.
Hey, shout out to you, Law Nation, man. Hey, it's a good feeling having you on in the JC Lounge. You know we turn up. We have a very, very good time, and we talk good Cowboys football. That's what it's all about.
Yeah. Yes, indeed, man. Hey, it's an honor to be here, man. As we were saying before we went live, man, this is a unique year for us, man. We want to get everything going. We are doing things that we never thought that the Cowboys would do, even, this season, even though it's not a lot, but it's a lot for us, man. I appreciate y'all.
See, the good thing is, like, we went out there and we went to go get a wide receiver. We went to go get a cornerback. That's what you need. That's what you need. Now it's time for us to get to this draft and knock this out. We got 2 more days, y'all. What's good, Rob? What is going on?
What's good? Hey, Law, it's an honor to have you here. You know what it is. But yeah, like you said, man, it's a different feeling this year.
Different vibe,
Something feels a little different. You know what I'm saying? We got Gilly, we got Cooks. Now we're going into this draft free, right? Everybody talking about at 26, we like a lot of people. Just from hearing from you, from hearing from Vosh, hearing from everybody. Everybody likes kind of like the same group of people. So we're not going to get wiped out, right? So I think we're going to be good, and we see it. Just go get the best player available. You know what I'm saying?
No doubt, Captain. And the way I look at it, the way I see it is the offseason set that up for us so that we won't be chasing. Right now, we can just sit back and watch the dream scenarios fall right into our laps.
Right.
Yeah. And the good thing is going out there and going to go get a guy like Brandon Cooks, a guy that can be able to create separation, going out there and going to get Gilmore, somebody that you can match with Trayvon Diggs, and you can't be trying both of those guys. Those quarterbacks going to have to go out there and think. That's the thing when it comes down to those cornerbacks. And now we put ourselves in position to do anything that we want in this draft. And it feels good, man. It definitely feels good. And one thing for sure, I'm a trenches guy. You know what I'm saying? That's what I am. I love the trenches, offensive line, defensive line. The thing is, guys, I know we had a good offseason, right? We had a good free agency. Everything was going well planned. But as far as the trenches, do you think that's something that we need to address as far as the defensive line? Because guys like Will McDonald, right? You got Will McDonald. Let me put him on here real quick. I don't know if you talked about him in your last live stream, but he's one of the guys that everybody's been talking about. And the thing is about him, being 6'3", 239 pounds, he was a 3-star recruit. He ran a 4.69 in the 40, but the thing that's so crazy about him, he had an 11-foot broad jump and a 36-inch vertical. The guy is very explosive. 34 sacks in his career and 42 tackles for a loss. The guy was balling. You guys let me know. How do y'all feel about Will McDonald? Because Dan Quinn likes him.
Yes, man. When you got somebody with that production, right? So you don't look at the 40 time and dismiss that, of course, but you look at that jump, and that shows explosiveness, and that shows that, hey, this dude can give you levels of production. He got some explosiveness to his game. Some of the things that you may have reservations on is probably his size, but we got my guy Dan Quinn, who pretty much can take things and make it even better. So yes, he got bendy, he can cut across the edge, he got that shoulder blade that can get low to the ground or earth and get to the quarterback. The name of the game is getting to the quarterback, and sometimes it's not how you get there as long as you're there.
Yeah, big time.
Yeah, I like the kid a lot. And at Iowa State, he was lined up in the wrong position. He was head up on the tackle, right? So you have to give him that credit as well, right? When you put him in the right position, now think about his bend. Now think about his bend. Like, he could be real special in this league. But at the same time, is he going to get clocked behind Micah? Is he going to get clocked behind Sam, DeMarcus, Dante, Dorrance Armstrong? Like, the list goes on and on. Like, we are pass heavy. I love our pass rush, right? We're real strong there. If we get him, he's going to be a future guy. But for me, I want this is my win now here. Like, I'm always
But the thing
now, guys, go ahead.
But the thing is, like, the pass rush is everything in the game of football. That's what I'm saying. If this guy has the dip moves, the rip moves, like everybody is talking about, you might have to be the guy. That's just what it is. But if we stay at 26, he has the athleticism. The only question that I have for him is the run game. He's a slinky type of defensive end.
True.
Yeah, so he's going to have to get his weight up. He's going to have to get stronger. But my question for you, Law, is do you think that this player can be a 3-down defensive end, or is he that pass rush, the situational pass rush?
I mean, a lot of things that he's going to have to learn. But size is size, and size matter, man. No matter how people try to fabricate it, but ask the ladies, size matter. And when you start trying to stop the run, you're going to have strength, girth, and you're going to have get up. You thought I slid that in there.
Yeah,
you know, that's what it is. You know what I'm saying? But you got to have some size, man. And that's just what it is. And regardless of it, you can think about Kevin Thibodeau last season, Aiden Hutchinson, and what have you. Yeah, those boys was right up there, but their production wasn't there for their rookie year. So I'm not finna sit back and say, yeah, man, Will McDonald gonna come out there and do some crazy things for us. But the reality of it is that we got Sam Williams, who still is an unknown for us, who got the size and the speed, 4.4 speed, that no one can really bat their eye in and squeeze around and say, hey, what about him? Let's not dismiss him. And let's not forget about Dante Fowler, as well as a hungry Dante Fowler, right? You know, so you're going to have to really get your weight up, Will McDonald.
Yeah, big time. But, I mean, we all know that Dan Quinn likes him. He likes him, so we'll see. Yeah. But that's one guy I mentioned him in this stream because that's one of the guys that I'm like, man, it can be a sneaky pick, but it could come down to, you never know. Somebody in the beginning of the first round might like him. It only takes one team.
Tyler Smith last year was a sneaky pick, and we did not like that pick as a nation. I love the pick as just me, but as a nation last year, we hated the pick, right? Mm-hmm. Then look what he did for us, right? So I think we're going to trust Will McClay. We're going to trust him.
We're going to trust him. Here's the thing right here. Let's not sleep on Chauncey Golston. I know he have not got a chance to have a lot of reps. So Sam Williams haven't had a lot of reps. Right. But I just don't want us to move on from a guy who we didn't get a chance to see yet. And granted, I think the world of the way Dan Quinn operates and rotating this defensive front. But let's be real. Unless D-Law is hurt, he's going to be on that field, and he's more valuable to you at this point. Remember, there were times in situation that D-Law forced a sack, forced a fumble, created a turnover, and whether it be a pick six in that LA Rams game, or whether it be, hey, stopping and forcing a fumble in that Detroit Lions game. Those two games, man, a whole lot of things could have changed differently. Was it a scoop and score in LA, or did he do a pick six? What was it? I forgot.
It was a scoop and
Rams
score.
Game.
Yeah.
Rams game, scoop and score. Last year, he had a pick six, right?
It was a score.
Yeah,
it was a score.
It was a scoop and score fumble thing. You know, that D-Law, man. So you still not going to out-rep him.
Right.
Yeah. And see, the thing is, go ahead, bro.
No, I was going to say he's much needed in our run game as well, right? Which is, if we solve this stopping the run, it unlocks everything for this organization, right? If we could just stop the run, because we have the best pass rushers in the NFC, right? I believe, right? Up there with the Eagles and 49ers as well, right? If we could stop the run, that's everything, right? So D-Law is going to be big on that. It's going to be big on the field for that. He's a 3-down defensive end, right? He can do it all for us, right? He's one of the few players that we have that are 3-down guys.
No.
Yeah. See, the thing is about D-Law, I love D-Law. You know what I mean? I love his physicality. He's a leader on and off the field. But the thing is with me, like, I'm big with players that got that dog mentality. You got to have that when these games really matter. I want to see him step up when the games really matter. Guys like Micah Parsons, guys like him, those guys are not getting any younger. Dak Prescott, Zach Martin, the time is now, y'all. No excuses for it. That's why we got the athletes. We went out there and did our job in free agency. Now it's time for us to go draft well. Go, it's fireworks now, baby. It's fireworks.
No doubt. So I look at it from here. let's build upon ways where we can help out Parsons. I think that Will McDonald will be more of a luxury pick. I want something like a trash can full of dirt you put right next to the guys shooting through the A gap, or if you really want to, let's figure out a way that we can also help out this linebacker room. Now, granted, McDonald can't do that, but what I'm saying is maybe, just maybe, Trent Simpson, maybe, just maybe, a Drew Sanders, maybe, just maybe. What would be a linebacker that you guys would love to see in the Cowboys silver and blue?
Hey, look, Drew Sanders. I would love to see a player like Drew Sanders because, I mean, I know that he transferred from Alabama. And
True.
I think it was because it was a 5-star athlete that came to that school. So he transferred to Arkansas. But this guy can be able to rush the passer. I think he can be that green dot guy too as well. So if he can be that green dot guy, it is huge, y'all. It is huge.
I think he takes a lot of the pressure off not only Michael Parsons, but LVE as well. He's very versatile. He's one of my favorite players in the draft. From the second I saw him, he just popped up on the video to me. So I was like, hey, this could be the guy. But for some reason, I feel like his stock has been dropping. Like, I don't know what other people are seeing or what other GMs are watching, but for some reason, stock's been dropping. That bodes well for us. I love him. My dream scenario is get who you want at 26, right? Whoever that may be, right? That's your playmaker, if that's your running back, if that's your receiver, if that's your tight end. I'm not a big tight end guy, but trade up to the top of the second round and go get yourself a Drew Sanders, go get yourself a Mozzie Smith, somebody to help run game, whether it's in the linebacker room or the defensive line room, right? Because our interior needs help, right? Because after who's our big defensive tackle? His name's
Jonathan Hankins, Big Bo. Yeah, one of those two.
Yeah, one of those two. After that, we're real thin. Real thin. And it can't be all Osa. You know what I'm saying?
Right. So, and he don't have the body frame for it. And I like Osa, I
like Osa.
Yeah. He don't have the body frame. And yes, we are razor blade thin at defensive tackle. Right. And normally, even with that, some of those guys on play date, they end up being a healthy scratch.
Right.
So this should be the year that we've seen everything that we need to see out of my guy, Big Bo Hanna. We need to see him. We don't need to hear any storylines about, hey, the Cowboys are bringing up this veteran guy to bring it. No, we need to see what Big Bo can do. This would be his third year. Normally, those big boys, you get a chance to see something out of those guys. And I'm out on Navell or Nivel Gallimore. I'm out. I'm out, man.
I'm very out on him.
You out on Neville Gallimore? Oh man, it's crazy.
I'm out on him as being a 1. He's a legitimate 3-tech, but he just not that guy. Just because you're big doesn't mean you're strong. And he's a wide body guy, but he can't knock over nothing. A good game to go back and look at, and I'm not trying to say that he's sus or he's horrible, but just look at that Eagles game. Granted, the Eagles game is by far, the Eagles offensive line is by far one of the best in the National Football League. But man, they was beating him up like a pinata. They was throwing him around like, come on, man, what's going on? Gallimore,
It's crazy. It's so crazy, but the defensive line is so important. Hey, shout out to my man Common Sense. What's going on, man? $5 super. He said, the fire panel tonight. What draft prospect do you guys think can come in and get us a dog culture? Hey, look, I'm gonna tell y'all right now. I'm not sure what my man Law Nation think about this, but Kalijah Cansey, he's one of the guys that I wanted to do a breakdown on, but it's a little bit late now because I got to focus more on the Cowboys drafted players. If we get this guy, it's gonna be fireworks. But the thing is with him, being able to have that interior pressure is everything. The rip moves, dip moves. I know that he's a smaller player, but sometimes if you ball before, if you play football all your life, you understand dog mentality and you know guys that can go out there and wreck games. And this dude has that, y'all. Fireworks.
I mean, he's all over the field, man. He can be on the edge and the inside. I think that he will be a B gap penetrator. He can get to the quarterback from there. 14 and a half sacks in his, I think last 2 seasons. 14 and a half. I'm just going off the top of my dome with 18 total tackles for loss. So the difference between what he can do and what Mozzie can do, granted, I would love Mozzie on this team. A lot of people think that I don't, but I would love him, but not at 26, more of a 58. Kancey, you're going to have to make a business decision. Hey, you're going to have to make a business decision because he won't be there at 58. He's a guy that, hey, I get it. You know, a lot of people say, well, we just need somebody to stop the run. He can stop the run if you go back and look at some of the tape. And on top of that, he can grab a snack on his way to the quarterback, meaning that it's just not, look, I measure a defensive tackle not just by the sacks that they can generate, but by the tackles of losses that they can do as well. And if you don't have a lot of tackles for losses, then you're supposed to be a defensive tackle. If you can't, look, I hate to take it this way, but if you're a big boy down and inside and you can't penetrate, why are you there? I need for you to also take care of business and penetrate. And that, my friend, Kalijah Kancey can do that. I've seen too many people play around and hang around the LOS and not penetrate, a la Big Bo. I need for somebody to penetrate and get to the quarterback. And Paul.
You think about that,
No. I mean, hey, look, listen. I don't know if y'all remember my mock draft a couple weeks ago, but let me ask you about this mock draft. At number 26, I took Kalijah. At number 58, I took Siaki Ika. And in the third round, I took Noah Sewell. I said, I'm done not stopping the run. I'm done with it, right? I'm done being weak up the middle. Like, we've been weak up the middle for decades, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Like when's the last time like we legitimately had like a run-stuffing, defensive-oriented team? A stout defense. I'll wait.
That's why I'm trying to figure out if Mazie Smith is that guy. Can Mazie Smith be that 3 technique and 1 technique? If he can be a 3 technique and 1 technique, that's a first round type of talent. When you think about it, if he can be able to dominate, you know what I'm saying?
I feel like 26, you might be reaching for him a touch. He's more like a 30s guy, but again, at 26. It's like, just go get your guy. Go get your guy, right? And then worry about the rest later, right?
Yeah. And here's the thing with Mazie. Is it Mazie or Mozzie? I'd be messing up this man's name.
One of them. I think it's Maserati.
Tomato, right? You know, we're football guys, man. We're not the English connoisseurs over here. But what I can tell you, man, this dude is probably one of the strongest guys coming out of the draft with 33, throwing around 225, that amount of time, 33 reps, that's pretty cool. But what I'm saying is, and correct me if I'm wrong, in his collegiate career, only 6 tackles for loss and a half of a sack for his career. So if he can barely move stuff on that level, what the world he's going to do on this next level. Now, granted, you will have better coaching, you will have better staff and other contemporaries around you. But Keanu Benton, he got over 11 tackles for losses, over 10 sacks or what have you in his collegiate career, and he can penetrate and get upfield and give you 1 tech nasty work. And they play in the same conference. So I'm just trying to figure out, hey, dog, you had Aiden Hutchinson on your team just a year or so ago. Why aren't you penetrating, getting upfield? Show me the tape that he's dominating on a consistent basis. Now I get it, 2 gap, and you want to be able to control the LOS and want to stop the run. But why doesn't that even translate to total tackles? Why are you not getting that done? You know, that's all I'm saying. You know, he may be a perfect fit, but I have my reservations.
He's stout. He's strong as anything. He is very, very strong. But the thing is, man, we need guys that can be able to wreck games. I understand. I do, and Rob, I do like Siaki Ika. That's my dog. Shout out to Reddy Red. What's good, Reddy Red? Shout out to everybody in the chat. Much love to y'all. I use so many chats, so many comments that's going through right now. All my Cowboys Nation, love y'all so much, and thank y'all for, man. I appreciate y'all.
So all I know, the tape I saw Mozzie dominating was he was dominating your boy Steve Avila, dominating him, throwing him around like he was nothing, right? He wasn't quite getting the quarterback, and I understand reservations about that. But I just need big, like, so the question was like, yo, who do we get that's a dog in there? I feel like that boy's a dog. might not have the production, right? He's
Right.
in Jim Harbaugh two-gap system, right? He's stuff to run on your way to the quarterback type guy. So I understand that where your production is gonna be a little down.
Yeah.
I might be mad at him for that. Am I gonna take him at 26? It depends how the board is, right? For me at 26, and we can segue into this. Who's gonna be what's your favorite scenario at 26? For me, it's day one playmaker, right? Who's gonna come in and add the biggest boost to get this team over the hump day one? Who's going to start for this team, right? Because offensive line, we can go O-line, we can go D-line, but are they going to start, right? I believe if we go linebacker, they're going to start. Running back is probably going to start, at least split with Tony, however you want to say that, whatever. Wide receiver, they're going to get their playing time, right? Michael Gallup is. Hey, after that Mike Martz video, Michael Gallup is not on my. He's in my doghouse, bro. He's in my doghouse.
Hey, look, he's not in my doghouse yet. He's not in my doghouse yet because the thing is with him, we already know what we're getting out of him. I mean, he's not the biggest on gaining separation, but he's one of the guys that can be able to set the tone. But he has to get healthy. That's the thing. It's going to be very, very important. We got one more year. Let's see one more with him because he know he can be. He's that guy that can catch physical. Make physical catches and set the tone, and that's what you need for that offense, man. It's huge, bro. But we'll see if he's healthy this coming season.
So, what's your favorite scenario? If you're the GM, what are you looking to do for Cowboy Nation come Thursday night?
Well, come Thursday night, it may be a situation and scenario that we don't want to hear, as far as trading back. You know, with the 26th pick. If you got multiple guys tags that's touching, let's say more than 4 or 5, and you know how the board is falling for you, if you could slide back just a little bit and get more and more resources for your team in the second round, because I believe that this draft is right around 14 to 15 overall first grades on players, right? So the bulk of your second grade players will be right at the 30-40 range. So if you can double dip within that area, then you may be good. But that's long as your tags are touching.
Right. And usually the Cowboys have about 14 to 18 guys that they're graded up, right? And like we're usually outside the top 20, so it's hard to get those guys. So trading down is a good scenario, right? There's a situation. I don't know if I heard it on your show where if we trade with somebody like Vegas, something like that, we can get 4 picks in the top 90, which is a good scenario, right?
True, yeah.
Like 35 through 90, get 4 guys right up in there. There's a lot of guys we like in there, right?
Yeah, a lot. It's a lot, bro.
From your Mozzie Smiths, from your Juice Sanders, from your wide receiver, what's his name, Mingo. I like Mingo a lot. Jahmyr Gibbs might be that top of the second round guy, which I've come full circle on Jahmyr Gibbs, right?
Yeah.
I kind of want him. I really want him now.
Yeah. I mean, if all of this happened, right, in less than 2 days or right at 2 days, I mean, we would be like, we didn't get nothing in the first round, but in the day 2, we be yelling, stop, stop, come back. We gonna run off with the plug, man. With all of those mid-second round draft picks. So I would love to see that for the Cowboys, especially if they stay true to their board.
Yeah, you got to stay true to the board. But the thing is, if we were to trade back guys like Will McDonald, I would like him. You know what I mean? Pass rusher, that's very important. But the thing is, I want to see what Sam Williams and the rest of those guys do on the defensive line as well. So I do want to break that down real quick, talking about him, because that's going to be huge. Pass rushers is everything. So we're going to switch this up with Sam Williams. Rob, I know you wanted to talk about this guy. This guy is a very, very good player. He didn't really have that many opportunities last year, 261 pounds. And we all know that he was a transfer from the JUCO, dominated in the JUCO, go to Ole Miss. He did a very, very good job. Come to Dallas, he didn't have the opportunities. But I think this year, this guy is going to be one of the guys that make a difference, bro.
So I was so excited when we got this dude in the second round last year. I was like, no one's even like, would you just play law? Stop, thief.
No, oh yeah, I got you right here. You know what I'm saying? I got you. You know, if I can find it, you know.
Yo, I was so excited when we got Sam Williams this year. 4-4 guy, great bend, right? Like he was just on the team with a lot of other great pass rushers, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He couldn't get his proper run in until like he started coming on the end of the season because he was a rookie, right? He had to develop, right? He had to fight through, you know, the bureaucracy of getting play time on the Dallas Cowboys, right? Mm-hmm. And he finally did it. He came over with 54 tackles, 3 sacks. You know what I'm saying? Like the boy is balling, and like now he's gonna start this year, right? And I love him, D-Law, Michael Parsons. Come on, man, that's scary, dog. Like, like look at him. He's smart. He's physical. He can play. Like, I love 54. And so he kind of reminds me a little bit of his counterpart on the opposite side, Jake Ferguson, and not getting a lot of the play clock, right? Mm-hmm. A lot of the play time. I think both guys are going to come out this year and do work for us. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yes, indeed. Speed to speed, power, speed to power. You see him there. Got his hands inside, disengaged, and got to the runner there. He was excellent in stopping the run, burst, acceleration, stop the run. It's just such a disgrace for him to get only a spoonful of reps. But when you look at his tape, you see, man, the dude got burst acceleration. I saw it in college, man. What he did to Charles Cross, he crisscrossed him up, man. I said, yeah. And then what he did to Evan Neal, although he didn't get to the quarterback, but he had Evan Neal on skates. And I was sitting there like, man, those two guys are top drafted prospects coming out of the draft last year. And he pretty much put a 1-2 combo on both of those guys from both different schools, of course. But I just look at it like this. You give him more and more opportunities, you will see him shine. So that's why I say it would be so hard for us to draft a edge guy in the first round this year because you got body slamming Williams, right?
I know, right? Slam Williams, right?
I remember that play. I was scared he's gonna get a penalty. I was like, oh Lord, he's gonna get a penalty. Watch this. But no.
Oh yeah, we thought he was gonna get flagged up.
Hey, but it's gonna definitely be big with him. I can't wait to see because I mean he was standing up, playing in the inside, slamming people. That's what you need. Somebody that can be able to set that tone and bringing in guys like a Will McDonald. If you can just keep bringing them in, because we know that Dan Quinn, he brings those guys in waves. That's why we're talking about guys like Kalijah Kancey. You don't have to start. If you're bringing those guys in waves, that's what Dan Quinn does, and that's how we can be able to take that next step, guys.
No doubt. And to be fair, I'm not saying that we should not go out there and get Will. What I'm saying is that, hey, look at the opportunity of getting someone else that you can put out there. On top of that, look at the guys that you already got to see how they can get out there on the field. I still want Fowler to get some reps. I think that Fowler is an unsung hero for most games last year, even with his mistakes.
All right,
I do like Fowler. It's the scheme with him, bro. He wasn't really making that much noise with the other teams he was playing with, but being with Dan Quinn, he was making a lot of noise in the beginning of the season, and we need that, bro.
No doubt.
So Laura, let's say you can't trade back. What are you doing in 26 and putting you on the spot?
Man, if Darnell White is there, I'm surely getting that. If not, I like D1 Jones. But if you got White tape, man, let me know because I'm gonna tell you, man, this dude. I
don't got his tape, but I got some picks. You know what I'm saying? But I am working on that.
All right, look at you, man. 6'5", 333 pounds, man. Look. We had guys, 4 out of the 5 guys on this offensive line moved around last season. The only guy that remained the same was Zach Martin. So I'm looking at this situation, whereas how do I remove the excuse, right? Because there were a lot of people would say, hey, man, you just making excuses. Well, let's prepare ourselves. It's better to be prepared for an opportunity and not have one than to have the opportunity and not be prepared. So why not go out there and get one of your better tackles out of this draft with the 26th pick? Because if you hit right on this, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, everyone that's listening, you got you a cement block there for at least 8 to 10 years. So now you can start building upon these things and say to yourself, Tyler Smith eventually will be your left tackle, and now you have your right tackle solidified. Or you might have to kick him inside guard until other things happen. I know that Terrence Steele is a guy that we all hope that he can be right, but let's not rush the man. It is already better to make sure that, hey, this dude can take his time to get back out there. Right. So that's how I'm looking at it.
Do you think he's a better guard or tackle?
Who? Right.
I think a better tackle.
Do you think he's a better?
Here's my Michael Jackson moonwalk moment, right quick.
Heard that.
Hear me out. Hey, y'all, hear me out. Let me put my conspiracy theory.
Yeah.
Let me raise you, Captain Rob. Is Tyler Smith a better guard or tackle?
See, that's funny because I was going to ask you that. I was about that and segue like who's. So look, listen. I think Tyler's a better guard than tackle.
Right.
I think he could be an all-world, all-pro guard, right? But he can't play tackle. Obviously, we see he can play tackle.
We know he can play tackle. So,
well, Jerry Jones want him to be a tackle. He already said that.
I mean, come on.
Jerry be saying a lot of things that I don't necessarily. You know what I'm saying?
Jerry Wayne Jones wanted Jason Garrett to win us a Super Bowl. And he held on for 9 to 10 years. So, yeah, I get what Jerry is saying. And Jerry, hold on.
Damn act together. Hey, I don't like your attitude.
Jerry, leave me alone. Let me say my mind, Jerry. Leave me alone. Don't send the Illuminati people after me. But just hear me out, Jerry.
Then he calls Terrence Steele a swing tackle, though.
Yeah. Terrence Steele. Look, he just trying to drive down the price a little bit. That's marketing, Jerry. You know what I'm saying?
But the thing is, I really like Darnell Wright.
That's Jerry, man. But here's what I'm gonna say though. Here's what I'm gonna say. Darnell Wright can be your left tackle, right? Tyron Smith can be your swing tackle. Terrence Steele, if all is healthy, he can be your right tackle. Tyler Smith can be your left guard. So that could be the situation and scenario. Paint it for the future. That's all I'm saying. But go ahead.
Paint it for the future. But since I think we're all in agreement that we're in win now mode. Is that our best win now scenario? See my two-faced man with this damn sun in my face.
Well, our best win now mode.
Rob feels good about the offensive line right now. You say that we got our starters that's painted right now, but I'm not feeling comfortable when it comes down to Tyron Smith. His body is not holding up, bro. You know what I'm saying? So guys like Darnell Wright can be able to solidify the left tackle position for a very, very long time. He is very physical, and there's a few left tackles that I like, but I'm not sure if Dallas would trade up or anything like that. I do want us to stand where we are and pick the best available player, but having that offensive line is everything, and that's the only way we can be able to punch those 49ers in the mouth and get them out the way, y'all.
We all know that Tyron Smith ain't playing 17 games. We all know this. We know this, right? But day one, Darnell Wright ain't beating out Tyron Smith for left tackle. Day one. That's all I'm saying.
Well, yeah.
It's just not going to happen. Like, first of all, they restructured, like, when he restructured the contract, he's probably like, hey, look, I'm going to start, right? Conspiracy theory, right? I'm gonna start, right? Like, if I restructure this contract, right? But Darnell Wright ain't going to be enough for left tackle day one, but we know we're going to need him throughout the season.
How you know that, Rob? Because he might be an alpha dog.
Because Tyron Smith played 17 games in 3 years. That's how we know. So we know Darnell Wright is going to be a key factor if we draft him. All I'm saying is my day one guy, I want to start day one. That's all I'm saying.
So let me ask you this, Rob. So so what do you think about the guard position then? Guys like Osiris Torrance, guys like Steve Avila. Steve Avila can play the center. He has some flex there. So would you spend a first round pick on a guard, Rob?
So it's the same answer, because where are they going to get? They're not going to start over Zach or Tyler for me day one. With guard, but I can always bump Tyler out to left tackle. But then I still want Tyron at left tackle. When everything's even, Tyron's still the best left tackle we have, right?
Yeah, but it goes back to
Hey,
this.
Law, let me ask you this real quick, Law.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
What does Tyron Smith new contract mean? What does that new contract mean?
That if you play, you get paid. You know, and if you stay healthy, you can get some money out of this deal. It's incentive-based contract, one of the best heavy laden contract that I've seen in a long time, because it got accelerators on there, and it's a situation where the Cowboys are winning. So if he just figure out a way to stay healthy, he can get $17 million. So it's literally a contract performance based, and I love it, and it means that they're gonna try to play him until he get hurt, and then he's gonna try to stay healthy and not get hurt so he can get paid.
Sounds like motivation to me. Motivation from number 77. You know what I'm saying? In one of his final years for us. That's my dilemma when it comes to offensive line in 26. Do I know we need picks late in the round to complement our offensive line? Absolutely. But at 26, I just want impact player immediately to get me over the hump. I don't want to get into a situation where I'm in San Francisco down 3, Tony Pollard go out, and now I got nothing.
Well, Captain Rob was saying don't rob Pete, to pay Paul, right? So we all know that there's a saying, Captain, that tackles make better guards in the NFL. So college tackles, let me repeat this again, college tackles make better guards in the National Football League. So Zach Martin, what did he play while he was in Notre Dame? Tackle, right? So, and we can go on, there's a whole laundry list of that. So if there's a Darnell White, if there's a DeJuan Jones out there, it'll be hard pressed for me to pass up on those boys to go get Osiris Torrance or even Steve Avila. I get it, those guys, especially Avila, is very nasty, but I would rather get Zavala down the line, you know what I'm saying, at guard, maybe in the 4th round, right? And I like Bergeron too. Let's not sleep on Matthew Bergeron.
You like Bergeron?
He's a multiple flex guy. Yeah, you don't like Bergeron?
I like Steve Avila. I like Steve Avila, man. You know what I'm saying?
That's your end all be all at 26, fam.
Not at 20. No, I can't do it there. He could be available at the 58th pick. You know what I'm saying? But the thing is, it's just very important, man, getting it right. But Bergeron is a good tackle. That's the guy that's from Syracuse, right? The school Syracuse. Yeah, and he did a very good job in the Senior Bowl too as well. Yeah, so he was doing his thing. Yeah. But the thing is, but the thing is, man, we just got to get it right. It is going to be big, man, going down the stretch, y'all.
And let me ask somebody a question. I forgot your name out there, but they asked, can DeJuan Jones play left tackle? Who we don't know because they had Paris Johnson over there. Paris Johnson and DeJuan Jones. So Paris Johnson was the left tackle, right? So it was just Paris Johnson, I meant to say. So it would have been hard pressed for him to just beat out that dude. So DeJuan Jones, he may be 6'8". How big that dude is?
He's so big. Look at him. Look at this dude, man. This dude big as a mug, man.
Big, man. Hey, that's gonna be a lot of fun.
So what you think about Cody Mauch, though, bro? What you think about Cody Mauch, man?
According now, and I hate to use grades, right? But the tape also back it up a little bit for PFF.
And them teeth do too.
He is your best run blocker right there. He's the best. Look over that picture there.
Looking like mankind, man.
Look, when you like that and you don't care about your mouth, you know what I'm saying? If you don't care about his mouth, what you think he would do to your mouth, man? You know what I'm saying? Coming up the field, and he's gonna look for something to smash. That's why his run block grade is the best. And in this West Coast team and system, there are going to be a lot of pulling of the guards, right? So if you want to go grab him, there could be a situation and scenario that you can make a good, strong campaign to get the toothless Warner.
Right. Yeah, see, you can see it in his teeth, Rob.
going back to DeJuan Jones real quick. I don't think he could be a left tackle just because he's not great. He's not. If he could play left side, he'd be a lot higher pick than what he is right now. You know what I mean? Don't you think?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like when I watched Juwan Jones run block, man, I'm like, I get excited. I'm like, oh Lord, like why you do that to that little boy like that? Oh Lord, oh man, like that boy, he's something serious. But if he could play left tackle, I just think he'd be a higher.
He would have been for sure day one.
Up there with like the Skoronskis and the Paris Jones.
All right, so this is what we about to do because we run on time. We probably got like 20 minutes. We don't want to, run against time too much. You know what I'm saying? Got to be on top of it for the first Law Nation JC Cowboys Network live stream. We on it. But the thing is, right, we got to break this down. The running back position. Rob, I want you to hit on this, bro. Bijan Robinson, I want you to go right into it. You know what I'm saying? I'm with my man Law Nation. I want to end this with a boom. You know what I'm saying? You got to talk about this guy because everybody's been talking about this player. A lot's been going on, bro. So break it down for me, man.
You mean Le'Veon Bell Jr.? You mean LT Jr.? You mean that guy? Look, listen, I've been full circle again on the running back position in the first round. Ezekiel Elliott was my man's. I loved Ezekiel Elliott. But that mistake of signing him up early and just watching him fall off. But the key to this group of running backs is that we have Tony Pollard. So we don't have to rush him 400 times a year, right? If we get him with Tony Pollard and each can get 15, then yeah, we can save him for longer than a 5-year career. But again, I'm not worried about a 5-year career because I'm worried about only this year, right? I'm on win now mode, right? And I believe the Cowboys are the best versions of themselves. My man Dak Prescott is the best version of himself when we run the football effectively. Right? And I think Bijan Robinson is the perfect partner to Tony Pollard, right? I believe he has a little bit of size. He can bang a little bit, right? I don't think he's a banger like that. I think people are trying to give him that grade just because his big body. But Tony Pollard can run inside the tackles now too, right? But Bijan just gives you a little bit. Just gives you a little bit of juice. He's a juice guy, right? Yeah. And Jahmyr Gibbs, really, right? Those two running backs, I would love to have on this team. I believe we could run the football. We're designed to run the football. We have the guys up front to run the football. When you have Zach Martin on your team, and now that we're not running from the shotgun position, right? When you're not running from the shotgun all your life, you can actually run the ball effectively. When you got your hand in the ground, right? You're firing off the football. That's when the Cowboys are the best. That's when Dak Prescott's at his best. That's how we beat the 49ers.
Hey, listen, Rob. Here's the thing, man. Here's the thing. I understand that Bijan Robinson is a good running back. He is dynamic. But you got to understand, you got to get that offensive line right. I've seen running backs. You've seen Saquons. You've seen the Derrick Henrys. All types of running backs in this league get strapped. You got to remember, guys like DeMarco Murray was a 3rd-round pick. Guys like Marion Barber, rest in peace to him. He was a 4th-round pick. There's a laundry list. Guys like Austin Eckler. He's going through a lot right now, but he was undrafted. Let's get to the Super Bowl. Shout out to my wife. She's a Kansas City fan, but she supports the Cowboys always. But Pacheco was a 7th-round pick. Shame. You know what I'm saying? Hey, listen, you can be able to get quality running backs in the 2nd, 3rd, 4th round. You don't have to spend a 1st-round pick on a Bijan Robinson, even though I know he's a good player, but you can run a juggernaut if you get that offensive line right, bro.
Yeah, the offensive line helps out 3 levels. It helps out the quarterback, the running back, and of course you can say the wide receiver. Bijan at 26, I mean, it will be a no-brainer, right? That's marketing 101. The Cowboys will run to the podium and draft him. I don't see a world where the Cowboys would pass up on him. Now, granted, the running back Ezekiel Elliott, a lot of people, Bleacher Report kind of took what the Cowboys said yesterday and ran off with it with negative connotations of saying that Zeke was too high of a pick. No, he wasn't. He was just right for the Cowboys because what you want with a running back like Zeke is a quarterback that's veteran, right? Or a quarterback that knows how to utilize said talent, etc. The Cowboys did the right thing. It's just Tony got hurt, right? And then we caught fire or lightning in the bottle with Dak Prescott and Zeke. That was a world for us. And the problem with Zeke came around with the sacking contract, the money, the $90 million guaranteed, etc. Right? Running backs age like banana on top of the refrigerators. That's just how it is. So with Bijan, you have to come with a plan. You have to also contextualize this, ladies and gentlemen, that he's not Ezekiel Elliott, he's not LaDainian Tomlinson, he's not Adrian Peterson, he's not even Todd Gurley, because I can't even imagine a world that any of those guys fall to the back end of the first round, right? So he's somewhere in between those guys, but he's not those type of kinds of caliber of running backs coming out of the draft if he falls to the 26th spot. And that's why I said, man, I like Gibbs, right? If he's naturally there, you go get Gibbs, or you figure out another situation scenario. But
ain't Gibbs the same position? Doesn't he have the same type of skill set as Tony Pollard? Like, why would you get the same type of player? You know what I'm saying? Unless you're about to do away with Tony Pollard soon. Like,
there you go.
You know what I'm saying?
They might double dip in running backs this year.
Hey, so I like the Gibbs at 26 because, one, you're not dependent on Tony Pollard resigning a running back to the second contract that we just talked about us not liking, right? So that's one. Two, he is the same player, but so that means we're never going to have that explosiveness not on the field, right? Anytime a running back touches the ball, he could take it to the house, right? And he could receive, and we could do a split back system. He gives us options, right? I like Jahmyr Gibbs a lot. If you want to take him at 26, I'm not mad at you. I feel it's a bit of a reach, right? And hey, look, I'm a trenches guy too, right? Right. But can we get trenches later in this draft as well?
All of this depends on how the board falls, right? And remember, with the tags touching, like I said, Gibbs will be probably there at 35. He'll probably be there at early 40s. He will not be there at 58. So if you like what you've seen out of your draft board and you see how everything's going, then trade back a little bit and see if you can double dip from there. If not, if your tackle is there, go grab him, because he won't be there later on in the draft. So that's how I look at it. It all depends on how your board falls, on where you go with these running backs or with the tackles. So that's how I look at it, and that's how I perceive it.
And that's actually part of my dream.
I wouldn't mind double dipping even on the offensive line. I would love that. You know what I'm saying? Guys like Anthony Bradford, I really like him coming out. But I think they have like a 3rd to 5th round grade on him. Very, very powerful player. I think he timed like a 1.6 10-yard split. Very powerful. If you can be able to, if you go get a Bijan Robinson, those are the kind of guys that I'm looking for. I think I still got his picture up here.
So that's part of my dream scenario.
There he is right there. Yeah, he's a big boy, bro. He is definitely a big boy. He can play the guard position. So, I mean, you got to get that offensive line right. If you go Gibbs, if you go Bijan Robinson, we'll see when it comes down to Thursday. They got to focus on that offensive line, man. That's what it's all about.
Yeah, O-line for your mind, man. They do need to focus in on that. But back to the running back situation, you guys, Tony Pollard, it's an old wait and see. The franchise tag, I think that what the franchise tag is telling us, the Cowboys want to see exactly what you did last year or better. If you go below that number, they're gonna say we like you, but we don't love you, and they're gonna put them back out there either to sign another franchise tag, which would be crazy, or hear me out, or he just walked just like Dalton Schultz. Right. They told Schultz, either you're gonna have to give us the exact same thing you did in 2021 or better. If anything lower that, then we're going to come down on that price. And then he didn't like that. So that's why he played for the Texans.
Right. Yeah. But so guys, so let me run this scenario by you, right? This is actually this scenario that I want, right? Let's go get our tackle at 26. Let's go. If Darnell Wright's there, you're picking him up. You're picking him up, right? Then start first pick of the second round. You still got your Jahmyr Gibbs. You still got your Drew Sanders. You still got your Mozzie Smiths. You still got your Siaki Ikas, right? You still got your Steve Avilas. I'm not a fan, right? That's my guy right here, right?
My boys, that's my guy too, bro. That dude, when you got a Samoan, bro, he's something else.
I say. So you got your tackle at 26. I say get on the phones immediately and go up and go get Gibbs. Go up and go get him, right?
Yeah.
Go up and go, if a receiver fell, maybe go up and get that receiver, right? Go get a playmaker at the top of the second round, right?
Yeah.
Even if that's Drew Sanders on the other side of the ball, because I think that boy's a playmaker on that side of the ball. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that it's a lot of talent in this draft, guys. A lot of talent from the offensive side of the ball, defensive side of the ball. But one of my pet cats in this draft is Jordan Addison, man. I got a lot of heart because I know his family members. I don't know if you know that, Law, but I know his family, and I know we won't probably go wide receiver, but having a player like him, I've been knowing and seeing this player since Little League.
Wow.
If he's there, I will be hard because I did a breakdown on him. I don't know if you saw that one. It was a good one too. But I will go crazy if we were to pick up a player like him. But I know with the wide receiver position, they're going to possibly pick somebody within the first 3 rounds. So keep that in mind. Somebody could slide to us in the first round. But guys like Jordan Addison, that's one of my pet cats. You know what I'm saying?
He's top 5 for me, man. So where do you have him ranked on your list there?
Man, he's number 1 on my list. I think he's going to play. He's going to be like Stephon Diggs, creating separation, the nuanced route running. The thing is about him, he ran a 4.49 in the combine, but 40 speed is not everything. It's game speed. And this guy coming from Pittsburgh, winning the Biletnikoff Award, going to USC. His grandfather, the guy that came on my live stream a couple days ago, he told me that he believed that he could have won the Heisman this year, but he didn't have enough opportunities. The guy is a monster. I'm telling y'all that right now, and he is gonna make a difference for any team that he's playing with, bro.
Yeah, I mean, he got the short area quickness, and a lot of time people fall too much in love with the 40 speeds. They look at it and say, like, this is a crazy world we live in. 4.4s are the new 4.7s now, and a lot of people think that is slow. It's crazy to me that the better wide receivers ever played in the National Football League been your 4.6, your 4.7 guys. I think even Cooper Kupp, when he came out, he ran like a 4.6 something, the playmaker 4.7 guy, the Jerry Rices of the world, 4.6, 4.7 guys. So guys, get out of the 40 time. I know that this new age football is all about numbers and stats that you can put out there as far as what they do under the underwear Olympics. But look at the tape. He do have separation. I think that he performed pretty good at Pitts, and then he got transferred over there to USC and played lights out over there. I think that he's the guy that the Cowboys may consider if they have him somewhere on their board. So I don't leave him out.
Bro, if we pick this player up, I'm gonna be on live stream. My whole live stream is gonna blow up. It's gonna blow up because I did this video right here, Roots from the Bluff. And this video right here is one special video. His grandfather told me that he shedded a tear after this breakdown that I did. And I put a lot of heart in this. If we get this type of player, bro, I swear, I'm going crazy. I'm going crazy. On set. Man.
But I do like Zay Flowers over him. Not to throw any shade at his granddad or anything. You know what I'm saying? Or I know you've seen him growing up or what have you. I do like Zay Flowers, man, of what he all brings to the table. And he's a 4.4 guy too, right? With the size or what have you, 5'8.5" or 5'10", give or take, or what have you. And he's the guy that can high point the ball, bring it out of the sky. Don't have to look at his highlights, y'all. Look at his actual tape, and you can see that he gets separations. He can be that guy that can be an underneath killer. I think that all of these wide receivers, from Quentin Johnson, Zay Flowers, Josh Down, your boy Addison. Man, any of these guys, even Jalen Hyatt, all of those guys fit right into our system. Why? Because we don't have to ask those guys to be the number 1 guy, right?
And you want to know one thing about Jalen Hyatt and guys like Darnell Wright? The scouts got to understand this, man. That was the number 1 offense last year. They put up numbers over there. So having that tackle over there being dominant, having that receiver just gaining separation out, bro. He was burning people in them highlights and lowlights. I mean, the dude went off. I don't know where they're going to draft. Well, he's, I guess, maybe second round for this player in the first round. I don't know, but he's another talent player that can be a dynamic guy, and he reminds me of Christian Watson.
Yeah, and then don't sleep on Tillman too, man. Tillman is a dog that I like, Cedric Tillman. Also, I got to say this, man. I gotta give a shout out to my Mississippi boys, Jonathan Mingo, baby. You know, the 4'4" guy, 6'2.5", man. Hey, man, physical, athletic, got him come to Anquan Bolden, man. So, hey, man, it's all good, man. It's all good with these wide receivers.
Go ahead, Rob.
No, I was gonna say that Tennessee team led by a really good quarterback. I like Hendon Hooker a lot. Like whoever gets him is gonna have some to work with there.
What about the Cowboys at the 58 pick?
If we stay true, it's Siaki Ika for me. It's just we gotta stop the run. Stopping the run just unlocks everything for this team.
But stopping the run, not only stopping the run, but setting that edge as well. If we can be able to get that, then our linebackers can be able to roam and have a real good time. That's what it's all about with that, man. But that one technique is very important. Quentin Bohanna, just like my man Law said, he has to step up. The time is now, guys. Yeah. This team is not far away. They're not far away, man.
They're not, man. And Ika, he's gonna have to outperform Big Bo, Jonathan Hankins. And they're only going to carry two D tackles, maybe sometimes one, depending on how many 3 techs we bring to the game. So it's going to be an uphill battle for him, even if the Cowboys draft him early.
Bo ain't the guy for me.
Oh yeah, okay, you out on Bo like I'm out on Gilmore. Yeah.
Hey, last thing before we get out of here, right?
Gallimore, my bad. Gallimore, the big boy, not Stephon Gilmore, but Gallimore. Gallimore. Yeah,
never got him.
Last thing, I just got, because we've been talking about some spicy things, and I definitely wanted to make this a really good show. So as far as this tight end position, I feel as though that Ferguson and Hendershot are very, very good players. They're very, very talented. And they like Michael Mayer. They like him a lot. Is he a Jason Witten? He's a captain on the team. I understand. A lot of people was probably like, man, I don't want him. But he's a captain on the team, and we drafted Zach Martin, who was a captain, Jalen Smith, who was a captain, blue chip type of player. I'm not sure if they're hyping him and trying to make it seem like he's either a Kelsey or a Gronk, but my thing is, if Hendershot is the guy, if Ferguson is the guy, then just stand back. You know what I'm saying? Don't get this guy and go get the trenches, man. That's what it's all about for me.
I feel exactly what you said, but their resume, they still got to update it. Jake Ferguson and Peyton Hendershot. They both still got to update their resume. They gave us some good stuff out there last year for rookies, and teams didn't have tape on them. Now they will have tape, and they'll see what they do best and make them play left-handed. And I do like Jake Ferguson. I like what he brings to the table. Yeah, look at him. He jumped him. He jumped over him. Yeah, what it smelled like under there. You know what I'm saying? So he did that to him, man. I'm not taking away from those boys, but leave no stone unturned. Don't give those boys a comfortable bed because they got that spot now. Let them know that, hey, you got to double it back up now. You got to make sure you earn your keep around here. So the Cowboys been talking about Michael Mayer, and they talked about his skill set and things like that on how it would look like in the Cowboys situation. One thing I can tell you for sure, 2 things for certain. The Cowboys love to sell, and I believe that number 82 have not been selling lately, you know? So they trying to find a new candidate that can wear number 82, and why not go get a guy that look just like him? You know what I'm saying?
Hey, Bilal,
I'm trying to fight it right now, bro. I'm trying to fight it, but I'm not going to lie. I like me some Mayer. But the thing is, I'm so caught into the trenches right now, but I love me some Michael Mayer, bro. I think he can be a big-time difference maker, but I like Ferguson and I like Hendershot, so I'm a little torn with that. You know what I'm saying? But Mayer is a bully. He a bully. He play bully ball.
I love me some Jake Ferguson. That's my guy. That's my dude. That's the reason why we let go Dalton Schultz, right? You don't think we could have gave Dalton Schultz $6 million? Come on now. Like, You know what I'm saying? But we're like, no, we have Jake Ferguson. We need to make room for him, right? Because it can be explosive asset to us over the middle, right? So Michael Mayer, hey, I was watching tape on him last night. And I was like, damn, this played pretty good now. Pretty good. Right. But I'm not taking him at no damn 26.
Man, he'll be nice. He'll be too nice at the third round, right? If he's come to Jason Witten, why don't he be at the third round?
Give 82 to Jake Ferguson. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. That's why I say guys like Michael Mayer, guys like Will McDonald, you're going to have to look out for these guys. We just have to talk about it on a live stream so it won't catch you guys off guard, because Dallas could really like them. It only takes one team to like these guys, but we want to go different ways, and we'll see how it all plays out, man. But this was good, though. This was real good, and I appreciate this so much. Law, you the GOAT, man.
Oh, man, I appreciate it, dog. I appreciate it, man. I thank you, man, for bringing me on the show.
Yeah, most definitely. Hopefully, we can get on for future shows. And the thing is about you, 100K, that's everything. That means everything, and that just shows all the hard work that you've put in. And you have inspired me to go out there to be consistent, to go out there and be creative and stand out. And that's exactly what I told my wife, and that's exactly what I'm gonna do for JC Cowboys Network. Have that Law Nation type of energy, man. Man,
let's get it, man. You and Rob, man, y'all continue, or Captain Rob, man. I don't want to shorten your name, man, Captain down there, man. You know what I'm saying? I just need to get you a blue wall in the back, man, with some Cowboys hat or something.
I
gotta get him right, man.
I might be moving out of this apartment soon, so
okay.
I'm gonna work on it.
Yes, indeed, man. And hey, it's a pleasure talking to you guys, man. I just tell people, Jim Roman once said, when the end comes for me, let it find me conquering a new mountain, not sliding down an old one. Meaning that you always try to reinvent yourself, or always do self-inventory of yourself and try to figure out new ways. Look, we got so many different opinion, thoughts, and ideals collectively about the Cowboys, but we all bleed blue and silver. You know what I'm saying? If y'all cut us, So I look at it like this: we one big family. We may not talk the same, we may not sound the same, but man, we got the same passion, and that's just what it is. So the 2023 season about to kick off. As far as the draft, whether you hate the pick or don't like the pick or love the pick or just crazy about this organization, we gonna all support y'all, man. That's just what it is. So drop y'all stuff, man. Continue to go live. Don't try to be perfect. That's the number one problem. Trying to be perfect. Everybody trying to be perfect. And I have one of my guys, man, Godfather, my guy, Shango. About 2 years ago, we were sitting down there talking. I think we was in Oxnard. And he said, man, the fans make me don't want to do this anymore. And I said, why? He said, they want us to be perfect on everything. They want us to hit everything right. Now I can't even be me. I said, man, Shango, man, 2 tears in the bucket, man. F them fans. You know what I'm saying? Because they really not. You just be you. You be your authentic self, because if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't be doing this, Mm-hmm. And that's Shango. And look, the dude, man, is amazing. And look, he just posted a video yesterday. So shout out to the Godfather, man. And he gave me words of encouragement. One of the first people to hit me up, man, when we hit that 100K. So it's one of those things that he said, Law, keep doing you and take your own advice. Don't try to be perfect. And I said, damn, you're right, Shango. And that's what we supposed to be, man. But that's the problem. Too many people want the perfect camera, the perfect mic, the perfect setup. No, be like my guy Captain Rob down there, man.
And you want to know what's so crazy though, Law? Captain Rob, right with me too. He in the perfect position.
In the perfect position. Look, you go right with him, man. That's what I'm talking about, man.
All I got is my passion for the Cowboys. You know what I'm saying? My love for this organization. And I don't care if it's just a black screen right now. Y'all can still hear me, right?
Right.
Right? Hey, Jerry need to hear me one day and come hire a brother. But you know what I'm saying?
You better watch out. They might hire you now.
Yeah, you never know.
They might pick up the phone.
Look, you look the part. Look at him, Law. He looked the part. Look at him.
He looked the part. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, man, this was so great, guys. I cannot wait till we get on for another one. And, man, this is going to be good. We're going to turn up. Law, I'm going to hit you up. We're going to stay connected. You know what I'm saying? Love you, man. Love you.
Much love to you, man. Let's
Love
go.
y'all, Cowboys Nation.
Let's go. Boy, you
Let's
got me
go.
ready. Where my shovel at, man? You got me ready. Let's go, baby. Let's go.
Hey, I got my drink in my hand.
Yo.
I'm having a good time. This is the JC Lounge. We love to have fun. Thank y'all so much. Next time y'all come, bring a drink. You can bring some water, all that. You turn up and talk good football, baby. Let's go.
Let's go. You know, I can't drink right now. I got to go on the final word. Them boys run me over.
It's all good, baby. It's all good because this will be the final word if that's the case. All right, y'all. Hey, throw the fire emojis up for us, man. Thank y'all so much, man. All right, y'all. Wow.
Peace.
Yeah, this